Hello and welcome back to another pull list here on the John's Comics with Kids channel. My weekly edited video telling you what books I'm picking up this week. If that sounds like good stuff for you, hang around and watch what we're getting. Marvel, DC, Indies, I got a little bit of everything on my green light list, a ton of yellow lights, and thankfully this week, no red lights. So let's take a look at what John's getting from Marvel first. I definitely am getting Venom issue 31. I've been enjoying it. I'm definitely in on this Null King in Black event. This is going to be a key book to get for my story reading. Also, I'm going to be getting the King in Black. I haven't decided how many tie-ins I'm going to get yet, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But I've just been enjoying Cates' Venom. I think it's an interesting story. I love the fatherhood stuff that they're dealing with between he and Dylan. I think Null is a really cool character, and I think this is going to be the chance for Null to really shine. I mean, it's been almost 30 issues since we saw Null last in significance. So what can we get here from him? I'm looking forward to the event overall. Some cool covers here. I like the Kyle Hotz variant. Really, really cool. But yeah, there's a ton. Stegman's got a great cover. There's a bunch of great covers for this. And I'm hopeful that this will be an event that sort of caps off really a bunch of what Cates has been doing on the Venom title. So definitely getting that. Also, there's a yellow light for King in Black Namor #1. I'm not a Namor fan. I've never read Namor. I've only seen him when he pops into Fantastic Four or whatever. So I'm not a huge fan of the character, and I probably won't be getting this. It's a yellow light, but it is a King in Black tie-in. So for those of you wanting to get the whole saga, this is going to be a mini-series you'll probably want to grab. I think it's a 5-issue mini-series. I don't know what the plot is. It seems to be a whole Namor world thing, but I don't know the characters and the subplots in that universe, so I'm not going to be very helpful in breaking it down, but it didn't seem like anything that I was like, ooh, super excited to read. I didn't recognize any of the names of the creators or the characters involved besides Namor and Null. So this is a questionable pickup for me. Outside of that, we have Spider-Man issue 5. This is the J.J. Abrams and Son storyline. This has been a very slow release. They've been skipping 2-3 months and then dropping an issue and then skipping 2-3 months. I'm still enjoying it. I think it's an interesting Elseworlds Spider-Man's Son kind of a story. My girls and I really like it, so I'm going to keep getting the issues. This isn't the finale, so I'm assuming there's a 6th issue that'll finish it off maybe. But I've been enjoying it, and despite the slow release, it's been a fun read and a cool alternative version of Spider-Man. So I'm definitely going to keep reading that. I just wish it could be more consistent. I didn't see any other variants, so this is probably the only one. That leaves the X universe. I'm definitely getting Marauders issue 16. I mean, how can I not? It's been, I think, one of the best ones that they're doing over at Marvel when it comes to the Hickman universe. I've just really been enjoying Kitty Pryde, and now we're going to get Kitty and Emma versus the King in Black, and I think, the Black King. They're going to be getting the revenge on Sebastian Shaw that I think Kitty feels that she's earned. So this could be an exciting story arc with Kitty Pryde really rising to vengeance. So it could be very entertaining. Very looking forward to that. And then the last one is a yellow light book. This is Sword, S-W-O-R-D, #1. The Cable series, I believe, is ended. So now Cable is moving over to this new series, a sort of S.H.I.E.L.D. / X-Men universe title. I just don't know that I care. I looked at the cast of characters. I know Magneto's got a part, and I know that Cyclops will be in and out of the issues. But I just don't know that I'm excited about this one. I didn't care enough for Cable. The young Cable is not a character I love. So I'm not sure I'm going to get this, but I will definitely peruse it and skim it and see if I feel like it's worthy. But I am trying to get a lot of the X universe as they continue on after Ten of Swords. Because this is, I think we're entering the last year or so of Hickman on the titles, and I want to make sure I'm all the way through to the end on this. So that's a yellow light for me. Sword, issue number 1. All right, that's it for Marvel. I wanted to mention Dodson did a cool Sword cover, and that's probably going to be the one I go for. The Dodsons rock. But that's 3 green lights, a couple of yellow lights, and let's jump over to DC. I only have 1 green light at DC. That's Detective Comics 1032. I've been really enjoying the Mirror storyline. The Hush character has come back too. So now we've got Hush, and he's captured some of the Bat family. This is going to be an exciting story that really dives deep into the relationships between Bruce and the fellow members of his team. And I think Mirror and Hush are sort of fraying those friendships in an exciting sort of dynamic. I'm looking forward to where this goes. I think the Bermejo covers have been phenomenal. So I'm all in on this storyline. And then we'll see if I keep going with Detective when this one ends. I think it's got 2 more issues. So fingers crossed on that. I've got a yellow light for Batman Black and White. There's a whole series of covers for this. There's some really beautiful art. These are like an anthology series with a bunch of talented people involved. So it's a little bit like the Wolverine Black, White, and Red from a few weeks ago. And I know that there have been some DC Black and White books. And so this is a black label. It's a $5.99 cover price. If that's good for you and you're into Batman, this might be something you dig. I did notice that Paul Dini is doing a story. I noticed that Trad Moore is drawing a story. I love Trad Moore. I would be super curious to see what his Batman universe would look like. So I'm giving this one a yellow light. I do love this Kirkman cover a bunch, or Kirkham cover. So there's some really cool art. I don't know if I want these little anthology one-shot kind of things, or it's probably like a series of anthology. I don't know. I'm just not. I don't think I'm interested, but we'll see. My other yellow light is something that I know people have been telling me that I need to read, but I've never gotten around to. It's the Dark Knight's Metal, like the Dark Multiverse. This is Dark Multiverse Flashpoint, and they're looking at key events in the DC universe and then sort of retelling them through the lens of the Dark Multiverse. And some people have been telling me these are amazing. You know, the Death of Superman one with Lois Lane getting Superman's powers was an interesting one. And so, yeah, Flashpoint was a great read, so they're diving back into that and pulling from that storyline. I probably won't get it, but I know some of you DC fans who love the Dark Knight's Metal and the Dark Multiverse stuff are going to be into that. I just don't like pretty much any of that stuff, so I'm probably going to pass. That's it over at DC. Let's take a look at some indies. All right, I have 2 indies that I'm probably going to get, but I'm only calling it 1 green light because I'll probably just get one or the other. It's Crossover, issue 2, another Donny Cates book. A lot of people freaked out and loved issue number 1. I was more in the middle on it. I didn't love it, but I am curious about it. So I might give it 1 more issue just to kind of let Donny Cates tell a little more of that story and see how I feel about it. The cover for this is gorgeous. I know there's a black and white and some other variants, but the main cover is just beautiful. The other number 2 that I'm thinking about is Origins number 2 from Boom Studios. I enjoyed issue number 1, an interesting look at a future where AI is kind of controlling everything, and then they have one being that is brought back to life that is actually human. And what is the impact of that? The universe is very cool. The look of the comic is really cool. I've been loving a lot of Boom Studios, so I'm probably going to try to give this one a shot as well, issue number 2. All right, so there's a bunch of yellow light number 1s dropping this week. So I'm going to highlight a few that I think are interesting. From Image, number 1, we have Homesick Pilots. It has kind of a rock and roll horror thing going. It sounds a little bit, the description that they give is that it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers meets The Shining, which is wild and hilarious. So I'm curious about it. They even have a cool Hutchinson cover. She does great artwork, and this is a cool variant. So I'm going to take a look at the interior artwork and see if it's as cool as this variant. From Aftershock, we have Piecemeal, number 1. This is from Cullen Bunn, so Cullen Bunn fans could really dig on this. It's a one-shot. It sounds like Aftershock is doing some of these prestige format one-shots. So they're more expensive. This is a $6.99 book. That might push a lot of people off. It's got a horror quality as well. This is a haunted house story. The covers are really cool for this, so I am intrigued, and I like Cullen Bunn, but I'm not sure that I'm ready to drop $7 on an indie #1 at this point. Then the last yellow light I've got is called Sam and His Talking Gun, issue #1. This is from Scout, I believe. It's another, I don't want to say horror, but certainly like crime noir comic. Criminal fans like Rod might really enjoy this. It has to do with two brothers who have betrayed one another, and one of them is seeking revenge. And he's got this gun, and apparently it talks to him, and he's going to use it to try to get vengeance on his brother for something that he did to him. Curious idea. I will say, I feel like a lot of the Scout and Mad Cave and Vault books that I've been highlighting for you guys have been dropping late. So that I know Scarrant keeps getting pushed, IDW keeps pushing that one. So it's possible this could be a book that gets pushed, but I just want to keep mentioning them as I see them populate. So I'm sorry if you get hoped for something and then it doesn't show up. I've got 5 or 6 guaranteed green lights that I'm pulling, plus a handful of yellow lights that I'm checking out. As always, please hit me with your comments about what books you're picking up. I do appreciate the people that take the time to let me know. Are you getting this? Are you skipping that? Are you done with Null and you tired with Venom? Are you pumped on the Dark Multiverse? You hit me up and let me know. I love hearing your comments. The triple threat continues here on Tag Team Thursday. We went from Rod to me, and now we're heading over to Old Wolf's channel to watch his live premiere next. Every week, this is how we roll. You get 6:30 Eastern, and get Rod, 6:45 Eastern, mine, 7 o'clock Eastern. You get Tony over there at Old Wolf. So hang with us. We love hearing from you guys, and I'll see you back here for next week on another Pull List.